Hi, I'm Jose, and this is the Cinematic Dogma podcast. As every week, I'm actually joined by my friend Blake.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be here today.
Are you actually?
I
Are you?
I
You're
am because I like the movie that we watched. I'm going to say it now.
I think that this is going to be like an amazing conversation then. But yeah, we're going to be talking about the British Christmas classic, Love Actually.
Yes, we are. And I am genuinely excited. And we have a hard time finding Christmas movies that, one, are decent, and two, that we both like. I don't think there's less than two. And I can't think of two specific ones, but I have to assume there's at least one movie. Remind me, did you actually like A Christmas Tale?
Yeah, I like it. I think that is a
Okay.
good movie.
So there,
Yeah,
we've
I mean,
got
it's
one.
just that it's not a family movie. It's
have
a
the
bit of
one.
a twisted one. Yeah, I think that one is good. I like It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, I don't like
You
that.
know, it's Capra. It's whatever.
That is also not a children's movie. That's the most depressing, sad, abusive story in the world. It's brutally depressing.
True. I mean, it's a bit depressing, but I think that that's the point. Maybe it's not a childhood movie, but not all Christmas movies have to be like childhood movies.
I know,
Child
A
movies.
Christmas Tale.
Yeah, but one thing is that it's not a child movie. Another one is that you can watch it with your family.
All right.
There are degrees here. It's like saying like the piano player is a absolutely fine like family movie. It's not.
Isn't it?
It's about a family, so yeah, it has to be good to watch it in family. But yeah, Love Actually, this was your pick. I think that that's a good reason about like Christmas is coming, and we wanted to actually just like talk about this one. And I think that we talked multiple times about this movie because I didn't know anything about this movie until I moved here, until I moved to the States like 13 years ago. I don't think that in Spain was that big.
That doesn't surprise me. I recently saw an interview with Keira Knightley, who said, we released this in the UK, and it was kind of like, whatever. And then America just lost their minds over this and have never stopped talking about it.
Yeah, it's insane to me. But what about if we summarize it? Do you want to summarize it, or do you want me to summarize it?
I'll give it a try. So this film is directed by Richard Curtis. And Richard Curtis is basically the Robert Altman of Christmas movies. So imagine...
Wow.
that was a good joke.
Yeah.
But it is kind of Robert Altman-esque in the way that it is an enormous story. It follows, 7 or 8 quote-unquote main characters, and they all intertwine in some way. So Hugh Grant plays a newly elected prime minister who falls in love with someone who works in Downing Street as he enters to become the prime minister. His sister is played by Emma Thompson, who is married to Alan Rickman. So we see Emma Thompson's story, we see Alan Rickman's story. Then there's just a million different characters. I don't even know if it's worth like describing, but basically we just see them all interacting and engaging with each other, and they each go through some sort of love story. Sometimes it's heartbreak, sometimes it's just really heartwarming, sometimes it's just about sex, but it does all center around this theme of love and all of the sides of that coin, which is sometimes really beautiful, sometimes erotic, and sometimes just literally soul-crushing, like the Alan Rickman story.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's like a good summary. It's like I don't think that we need to define absolutely everything. We see like people from all parts of the world. Let's just say not all parts of the world, all different like backgrounds. Like what is the guy that plays the song?
Bill Nye. Oh, Bill Nye is fantastic in this.
Yeah. So it's like we see him like a bit of a was out rock star, like coming up with a Christmas song. like when actually like top music lists were something, that I found like pretty endearing, like by 2024 standards. Like, oh, it's cute. It's almost like just seeing like the list of top played Spotify people and just saying that it's like, oh, this is the single, the number one single that people are listening to.
Yeah, I had to wonder. So, in the story, Bill Nye is the aging rock star. He releases a really bad Christmas song, but he goes on this grassroots campaign to get it to the number one song by Christmas. But they make such a big deal out of it that I had to wonder, is that like a thing in England? Do they all just wait for the number one holiday song of the year and everyone celebrates?
Yeah. Yeah, okay. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I just feel it's like, this is cute. Maybe this was a thing back then, but it's pretty hard to believe that that's a thing nowadays, Yeah. But yeah, I think that's like a good summary. I'm pretty sure that we're going to be like getting into some specifics. But what do you think? Did you like it?
So all joking aside, you and I we tease each other about this film a lot. Your teasing stance is that it's shit, and my teasing stance is that I like it. And I actually do like this. I am very entertained by this film every time I've seen it. Is it a great piece of cinema? No. But my standards are very, very low when it comes to Christmas films. And this rises above that like low level of, well, it's a Christmas film, so it's probably shitty. This at least has some touching moments, some real moments, and it feels very Christmassy. And that seems to me to satisfy all the requirements for a holiday film.
From that perspective, yes. I feel like this movie is like pretty crafted by the manual. It's like I don't feel like there is anything like too special. I just feel like we collected like a series of smaller stories that some of them are interesting. I think like the one that you were mentioning earlier with Emma
Thompson and Alan Rickman.
Emma Thompson, Alan Rickman. I think that may be the best one of all of them.
The one with Laura Linney, I find super sad. And she plays an American working for Alan Rickman in his office, and she's in love with her coworker. It seems like the love is going to happen this Christmas, but we discover that she is unhappy because she's not willing to try for happiness because she puts her brother, who's mentally ill, over any of her wants and needs.
Yeah, that one. So they're like pieces that you could say that is like, okay, these small pieces are fine, and then maybe like I could see like a movie develop like with this one that they are not really like a slapstick comedy, but not so much a Hallmark movie about love in Christmas, that they have 100 of those. My boyfriend was watching like one the other day because it was like around a Christmas market. And I was like, yeah, this formula, this belongs in Love Actually. This belongs into the Prime Minister falling in love with the chubby, and doing air quotes, the chubby girl.
Yeah. But there's just so much good to unpack here. Like, sorry, what is the guy I love so much that he has a special set of skills?
Liam Neeson?
Yes, Liam Neeson's in it, and just before the film starts, his wife dies, and he's raising his stepkid who falls in love, and it's about like heartbreak. I'm sorry, this is more multi-dimensional than probably any other Christmas film you can mention that's not a Christmas Tale or It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, yeah. But I'm not giving them... This is not like horror movies, honestly. That we tend that it's like, hey, this movie is good for being horror. It's a good horror movie. So we have to put the qualifier. Is that I don't do that exception with Christmas movies. Honestly, it's like, for me, it's a bit more is like, is this a good movie or it is not? It happens to happen in Christmas. But it could have happened like at any other time. The only thing that it just links it with Christmas is the song. Like the single that they're putting out there. But everything else could be translated to another time.
Sure, I don't disagree with that. But don't you think that the standards for a Christmas movie should be different? Because unlike a horror film, you're probably still only going to see that horror film once. Whereas a Christmas film by nature is something you'll probably watch with some frequency over time.
And that's the reason why in Spain they have been like putting, at least for 40 years, since I actually have memories, they have been playing Is a Wonderful Life. They
Right.
don't play Love Actually. They don't play like any other like movies. Is a Wonderful Life.
Which is not a
Is
good
they what
film.
like 40s? The
Yeah,
what?
it's I don't know. I like Love Actually more than It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, what I think that Love Actually has that this doesn't have, that Is a Wonderful Life doesn't, is a British accent. Is that for me? Is that, and they even have a joke about that. One of the characters is that, hey, I'm going to be like leaving all my life behind, and I'm going to move to America because it's like they love the British accent. And I know that it's a joke inside the movie, but
It's
my
real.
perception after living here for 13 years is that most people drop their panties when they hear a British accent.
I don't disagree with that. It's sexy for sure, especially like a yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the part. Is like I don't know. I don't get that. It's not for me. It's like I don't resonate with it. So that's the part that I feel is like, is this really good? Because I feel like most of the stories are pretty damp and pretty bland and a bit trite. Even like the one with the
I
Portuguese girl.
So let me call that out. You just called it trite. It is literally the
Yeah.
definition of trite, but so is Christmas.
I'm sorry, dude. It's like I think that for example, like A Christmas Tale is like an way better of this, and it's actually like a Christmas movie. It's about like the dynamics of a family during Christmas. That is like you are forced to just see these people again, and bad stuff comes up. Is that this is like a super heavy-handed Hallmark movie.
Christmas is heavy-handed. So I we did agree to an extent here, but at some
Yes.
point you sent me a little video because you were watching the film before I did, and I was like, oh my gosh, that music reminds me so much, and you replied, isn't it heavy, or it's very heavy-handed, or you said it funnier, but you
Yeah.
said it was heavy-handed. But every time a Christmas song plays, you're like, Jesus Christ, this is heavy-handed, because that's the entire holiday.
Well, but that's the thing. Is like, look, you know that I go. I don't care. Like just mentioning this thing on the air. It's like I go to singing lessons, and it's like when the Christmas season is coming up, my singing teacher actually asked me, "Do you want to sing any Christmas songs?" And I said like, "No, because I don't care about them. Is that you're going to be like giving me American Christmas songs, and if they were a Spaniard, it's like I." We don't resonate with Christmas in the same way that Americans do. It's a bit of a I would sing whichever of the Spanish ones if people are singing them around me. I know them, but it's not something that I feel like we need 2,000 Christmas songs, and there are 2,000 Christmas songs in America, at least.
Yeah,
So I think that we approach Christmas in a slightly different way, and
it's
I
not
think that
heavy-handed in Spain. It's not.
you see how heavy-handed it is. But is it? I don't know. For me, it's that this doesn't resonate at all. And the story with how is it? The guy from The Walking Dead,
Ugh, I don't know his name, but
Andrew
he's in.
Lincoln.
What is it?
Andrew Lincoln
Oh yes, you're right. You're right.
and Keira Knightley. I feel like that's a bit problematic.
It's interesting though, because in A Christmas Tale, there's kind of that same storyline where there's a guy that ends up with a girl, and then the wife finds out that his best friend had been in love with her, and so they end up sleeping together. And it's supposed to be very European and open-minded, I think. Which is the same as this. It's supposed to kind of be okay that he expresses love to his best friend's wife because it's Christmas and it's love.
But it's not romantic. It's betraying that your best friend. And I have a bit of a problem.
100%.
There is one of the most iconic scenes is when Andrew Lincoln, spoiler alert, this movie is 25 years old or whatever, 20, shows up in the house of the newlyweds with these signs. It's like, I'm not going to talk, but I'm going to tell you like what I feel. And it's like one of the most iconic scenes that has been like parodied and everything. And I just watched it, I just felt like super cringe about like, you're a bastard. And the music and everything is like placed in a way that I don't know if you want me to feel pity for them or hopeful that they're going to end together. But it's terrible. It's like, there's going to be like a sequel like 3 months later, and Keira Knightley has dumped his new husband for his best friend?
So, for those that don't know, that are listening, Jose and I will be spending this Christmas together in Spain, and I plan to get 3 drinks into Jose and then picking up the same conversation, because I agree with you to an extent. It's horrible, and to think of the best friend inside that doesn't know his other friend is professing his love to his wife. It's horrible. On the same time, I think he was super innocent, and he was explaining, hey, I've been a real dick to you. It's really because I have feelings, and I'm not going to overstep those boundaries. Now you know how I feel. I see the face you're making, and I agree. It's a gray area, but I think they walk the line just enough that it seems harmless. Would it be harmless in the real world? Absolutely. Are we in the real world in Love Actually? Absolutely not. It doesn't have to make sense. It's Christmas. Dude. Nothing makes sense.
Okay, I don't buy that. The world still moves forward. It's like things has to have some kind of sense. And the thing is, like, if you actually told me, is that in Christmas Tale you have like a similar storyline, but the Christmas Tale knows what it is. And it's not going to be adding like these kind of adulterated layers. I think that the virtue of A Christmas Tale is like, we're going to be removing all of this, and we're going to be like presenting you how dysfunctional all of these things can be. I wouldn't even be surprised if there is some interview with the people that they wrote A Christmas Tale, and they say like, yeah, we watched Love Actually, and we wanted to pick it apart. And just tell that it's like, this is fucking dumb.
I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I just think when it comes to Christmas films, we clearly have different metrics we're comparing it to. And this is a film I can and do enjoy, and that's more than the vast majority of Christmas-themed movies for me. So it's enough. For you, it's not enough, I hear. And that's
fine. No, it's not. No, because I don't have like that genre, like just so brain you so interiorized as you have about like Christmas movies.
You don't. So in Spain, there's not a industry around Christmas. That's it. You don't make Spanish Christmas films.
I don't think so, dude. It's that maybe they have been, but it's that they are not like that common. Of every year you have 10 of those, and here they do. It's like every year there has to be like 5 at least like Christmas movies
on Hallmark. Yes.
Oh yeah, there are 100 in Hallmark every year.
I have to say, the last few Christmases there have been some very satisfying action films.
And I rectify. There is a Christmas movie that I love and I will watch every year, and you know which one it is. And it's a Christmas movie. We decided it in recording. It's Die Hard.
Oh my God.
Die Hard is a amazingly crafted Christmas movie.
Okay, all joking aside, do you think Die Hard or Love Actually is a better film? A better film as if you were studying in a film class?
Die Hard.
Okay, all right.
Okay, sorry. It's like I understand like the part that you're
and Alan Rickman is in both, and he's the bad guy in both.
Oh, that's right. But I understand what you're like presenting about like, hey, if I'm watching a Christmas movie and looking for something like heartwarming, that it actually resonates a bit more like with what I identify as Christmas. And from that perspective, yeah, I think that Love Actually fits into that in a better way than Die Hard. That they only added like a couple of things into the Christmas party that they were doing for the company. But overall, for me as a movie, if because I don't have that genre that interiorized, for me this is a bit of a mess all over the place, like super sugary.
This is interesting. You would call this a mess because, before you answer the question, regardless of whether you like the film, I think the film knows exactly what it wants to be and is exactly that. So I wouldn't call it a mess.
No, I call it a mess from the perspective of having so many stories and some of them like feeling very so it's like like the porn actors, they're not really porn actors, but they are. It's a weird thing, honestly. I don't even know, like, to this point, it's like, what exactly are you guys?
It's just the European requirement to have nudity and sex in every film, because without breasts, it's not a European film.
Okay, fair, I guess. I mean, they're not French, so yeah, but okay.
The UK is part of Europe. I can show you on a map later.
Let's move on. Let's move on from here. As also the British said, let's move on from here. So should we go over
Let's
the question?
do it. I don't think there's much to say. Everyone has seen this. You already have an opinion. Let's just answer the questions.
Let's just get it over with. Would you watch it again, Blake?
I will watch it again, probably again this year.
Do you have like a tradition of watching it? Because you told me that you had a tradition for A Christmas Tale.
No, I think my family would probably have me watch it every year if I would. I'm not an every year watcher, but it is the only Christmas movie I would tolerate if that's not A Christmas Tale. And I kind of stopped that Christmas Tale tradition because it's hard to watch that movie once a year.
Yeah. It's as I was telling you, it's almost like watching a Haneke movie.
Yeah,
it's like if Haneke made a Christmas movie, basically.
I guess that just feels like my holidays growing up. That level of dysfunction. Maybe it just feels very Christmassy.
I wish that actually happiness took place in Christmas.
Now that is a movie I would watch every year.
Yep.
Happiness the film, not the emotion, for anyone who didn't catch that.
Yeah, I don't think that I will be watching Love Actually again.
Bullshit. You will watch it.
No,
I
no.
guarantee you. Within 5 years, you will have seen that.
No, it doesn't. If you are forcing me to watch it again, it doesn't count towards
I'm not telling you I'm forcing you. I'm saying in the next 5 years, you will have the occasion where you will watch it again. I would bet $1,000 on that right now.
Look, I watched this movie twice. Is that the first time it was with my ex, and we were exactly discussing the same about like, you're American and you like this movie, but it's like the joke about like why you like this movie is inside this movie. It's so obvious, you know. It's like it's just even like the movie when they wrote the script is that they were making fun of Americans,
which is fine.
But it's that they
you
were
can
right.
you can poke fun.
Yeah, but they were right about that part. So whatever. I'm not going to be like going out of my way in any way to watch it again.
I believe that.
This has been the second time. This is the second time that I watch it, and it confirmed that I don't like this movie. This movie is not for me.
I didn't realize you had only seen it twice total. If you've only seen it twice, I believe you about not seeing it again.
Yeah. Now, I'm curious to watch that sequel that is impossible to find.
Oh, really? I'd only heard about it, and I don't have the details, so maybe it doesn't exist, but I was sure that it did.
It does, but it's like a short. It's like 25 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Like, just like, yeah. I'm curious because like all of those stories, like Andrew Lincoln, like trying to hijack Keira Knightley, is that I'm a bit curious. Emma Thompson is like, is still with the husband? A part of me is curious, but if I don't watch it, I don't fucking care. So,
all right.
Could you recommend Love Actually?
Yeah, in most situations.
I would.
Okay, but I don't want to keep beating a horse to death. We're not Nietzsche.
Or Bellatar.
Or Bellatar. But if someone came in like, hey, Jose, could you recommend me a Christmas movie that's tolerable? What would you recommend?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay, in a world where that doesn't exist.
Die Hard.
Okay. Fair enough. Because this is something that would pop to me. Hey, if you're looking for a movie you can tolerate watching on Christmas with your family, this is it.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is like I think that we go back again to the same topic. Is that you understand this as a genre. It's that for me, it's like I said, I didn't grow up with this as a genre, and I think that I ignore most of the Christmas movies when I was growing up too. You know, when there was like The Grinch and all of these movies, like once a year that maybe they get to Spain too. Is that I was like, I don't need these.
You're talking about Grinch the animated one?
No, the other one.
That one doesn't exist. Did you grow up with the animated one? Was that like a thing in Spain? No. Okay.
No. The closest thing... Sorry, there is one more Christmas movie that I would recommend. Nightmare Before Christmas.
I haven't seen it in a long time. I remember it being great.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I'm curious to see like how it ages, if there is anything weird in it. But at least I remember like just watching it when I was little and say that this is super cool. I don't understand Halloween because we don't celebrate Halloween, or we didn't used to celebrate Halloween in Spain. But it was like, okay, I get it. It's an interesting concept. Here, I don't think that there is anything interesting, And it feels like what you're saying is like, it's the genre of Christmas. And for me, this is a limitation on my side. I don't have that genre.
That's fair.
Yeah. Could you remember it?
Almost every single second, Jose.
Seriously? Well, yeah.
Yep.
Before we watched it, you told me about like several of the stories that I had completely forgotten.
No, I remember everything about this.
Yeah. Like the Colin Firth story, I didn't remember it at all. I only remember like Keira Knightley, I think.
Nope, I remembered it all.
Yeah. I'm going to go with no, because there are like so many stories that I think that my brain is only remember like, no, stay away. So, is there anything artistic about it?
Yeah. That's it. Go ahead, you answer now.
I need to hear what.
I think the way they told the story is fun and engaging, and I won't apologize for it.
Okay. I'm going to go with no. I don't know. There is nothing visually that I would say is like, oh, that was fun. Or like the script that surprised me, in any way that I was like, oh, that was like pretty well told. I was not super entertained. I think that we got to a point.
Oh.
I watched it with my boyfriend, and I'm sorry, it's like we actually like measure like at what point do we pick up both of us our phones. There could be like a point that one of us like check the phone, but if both of us like jump into the phone, it's like this is not working. And I think that happened.
So your boyfriend didn't. Has he seen this before? He doesn't have any.
No, I don't think so. Okay. No. And I think that he knew of his existence about, oh yeah, this is like a cult classic by nowadays standards. And he wasn't like too. We just both like finished like, meh, I guess that is Christmas. Yeah. Is it a timeless piece?
Yep.
I'm going to go with yes too. I think like the love stories. Love actually is like a bit of infinite term, and I don't think that is done in a way that is like super grounded in the 2000s. Is it 2000s? Yeah, 2000.
Was it like 2004? Yeah, somewhere early 2000s.
Yeah, around those years. Yeah, is like it doesn't really feel 21 years old. It's silly. It's stupid. Is that I still can't believe like the part of the kid becoming a drummer in 2 weeks. But whatever.
That's what you have a hard time believing about this film.
No, all of it. I don't believe anything, but the part. Yeah, I don't know. Could you turn this into a TV show?
No. So for me, the again, we disagree on what defines a good Christmas movie, but this is just you watch it one time a year, once every other year. That's enough. There's no reason to watch like 10 episodes of this.
I could actually see it working as an advent calendar.
Oh. Yeah, I can
but
see
very
that.
Short,
and I think,
yeah.
Didn't we just... Oh, we were talking about Paul Thomas Anderson recently, and I thought there's enough in all of his movies to make TV shows. So I could see your point of view. I personally wouldn't want to change it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying about changing. I think that it could actually work in a different format. About like, hey, let's just do like a small, short, sweet, heartwarming stories. And I think that it could be like a cute kind of format of from the 1st of December to the 25th. We're going to have this. And then on the 25th, you have like a 30 minutes story. Like just when everyone like meets up. Like here when they meet up at the airport.
I would watch every single day of that advent calendar.
Yep. And yes, you can reach me out if you want to exploit this idea. I will be willing to sell it. But...
Wolfgang is dead.
Exactly. So could love actually being a sort?
No. I mean, there are so many stories to get anything from any one of them. You kind of have to spend time, and I don't think you could do this in less than an hour.
So I'm a bit torn because I'm trying to think how long is it? Is 2 hours 15 minutes. Okay, I'm going to go with no. You could cut like some of them and nothing
Sure.
could happen. You know, you could happen like the cut like the Colin Firth one
No.
and nothing. But it's
They
like nothing could happen.
they could cut the
Is that you could,
porn actors.
the porn one and
That's
nothing would
just
happen.
barely
You
related.
know,
Yep.
you could cut like the Keira Knightley one. Maybe.
I'm gonna butcher his name as I always do, but how is it possible Chiwetel Ejiofor was in that film for such a short amount of time? He was clearly the best actor.
Sorry, who?
Chiwetel Ejiofor, he's the one that married Keira Knightley. He's an
Oh,
amazing
yeah,
actor.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And he's like completely filler about like in 3 scenes, and that's it. Oh yeah. So like the main actor of 12 Years a Slave.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was a bit of a weird thing, and as I defined it to my boyfriend, is that this is a British cinema all stars of the 2000s.
Oh, completely. Like the
Yep.
casters are genuinely insane.
Yeah, it's about like, hey, these were like all of the big names or about to become big names, and they just put them together and made them do like this silly movie, you know. So,
At some point, oh God, what is his name? The Irish guy.
Colin, no, not Colin Firth, Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson. He at some points mentions Kate Winslet in the film, and I'm like, that's the only one that's not here.
Yep. Yeah. Because he was in a. Oh, no. Was he in any Christmas movie?
Yeah, she was in
listen.
The Holiday.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. What I feel is that this kind of collection of stars for doing something random, like a silly little movie, you almost feel like if I think about like what the Americans did, I would think about like movie 43.
Oh, I'm not. Nope, I won't watch it. I can't. Nope.
Oh no, I'm not going to be like making you watch it. It's like I only saw like snippets, but Kate Winslet is on it in
I
movie
know.
43,
Everyone is in that film. Everyone.
and it doesn't help, according to what I heard. But yeah, going back to these questions, do you think that this movie could have been better?
Nope. Don't change a thing.
That's fair. For me, I think that this could have been better. I think that you could select like the movies a bit better, so like the stories a bit better, like doing it a bit less sugary, you know, embrace a bit more like the dramatic parts of those stories. Because I think that the ones that they are better are like the dramatic ones.
I
But
don't
they-
disagree with you. I would like to see this
Yeah.
film taken a little bit more seriously with a different director, but still I like this version.
Yeah. So should we score this?
Yes, and I'd like to go first. My score is a 7.5. It's a perfectly good film.
Okay, that's absolutely fine. I'm not going to be, you know, like bitter or a bitch or
Thank you.
anything about this. I'm going to be like giving it a 5.5.
I'll take that. It's higher than I thought it would be. So, okay.
Yeah, I just feel like it's fine. It's whatever. It's not for me. There are people that enjoy it. I'm not going to be like telling them your favorite Christmas movie is a piece of shit. It's just fine. Just,
It's
just
very
go on with your
generous
life.
of you to not say that to people.
That's fine. That's totally fine. I'm learning. I'm growing as a person. Not sitting on what they love. Well, I don't know. To everyone out there, if you like Christmas movies, it sounds like this is a winner.
Or you're American,
Or
go
you're
check it
American.
out. This movie's
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah, if you like British accent, prepare your panties because they're going to drop. Oh, I like, sorry, when he goes to America, like the joke of the girls that he meets.
It's hilarious. It's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, but the girls that he actually meets is like super classy. Like that Yoki looks straight from American Pie.
Yeah.
A teenager crush, you know. And but one of the girls is like the one from Happy Endings, and the other two they were also like relatively known girls.
Yeah, Denise Richards. And then
Denise Richards.
the blonde one, she was January Jones, right? In Mad Men. And then there's the model.
Yeah, January Jones. That's true. Yeah. So yeah, it's like a bit of oh wow, okay, you guys like went with very good selection of American here.
I mean, if you think Laura Linney is incredible, and then those three actresses, and then there was another American in it, right? I guess just her brother, but I thought there was another big American character.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I don't remember.
doesn't matter.
But yeah, if you like this, I think that is fine.
Thank you for being only a little passive aggressive. For those of us that are not dead inside, go see this Christmas.
This Christmas. Thank you so much for putting up with us.
And until next time.
Bye. And Merry Christmas.